Hi everyone, good afternoon and welcome into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marvel Kelly, and with me is Paul Friedlander.
Co-hosting as
always.
We didn't have any in the middle of the month this time, so it's been like forever.
I know, it sure seems like it.
Way too long.
And you always bring us some great guests from West Pasco.
We work on it.
And today, I have to tell you, I'm personally excited about our guest today because we're going to give you the opportunity to get prescriptions filled, but not the ordinary way that you would expect to do it, right?
Yeah, you don't need a doctor for these. No, just kidding.
We actually give you a whole new spin on everything, let's face it, right? But I'm really excited to bring Shady and Phoebe in from Be Well Pharmacy. Right here in Newport Richey, right? Yes. Welcome onto the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
You are so enlightening, the two of you, because you're bringing the pharmacy to the people in more of a hands-on way, more of a personalized, customized way. Tell us about it.
Ladies first, I guess.
They were just talking about who's going to let who talk, right?
I want to get into that. So happy to be here and talk about our pharmacy. Shady, my husband, is a pharmacist. He's been in the business for 14 years with large retail chain.
Okay.
He brings a lot of experience, and what we wanted to do was open a pharmacy that really is very personalized towards every person's needs. So not the typical pharmacy when you go in, you're just a number, you just fill your prescription and you get on with your life. But someone that knows you, knows your numbers, knows what medications you're taking, knows how your numbers are progressing over time. And if something is not working, how do we work together with your doctor to either get you something better or look at an alternative way of reaching to a better, healthier life. So that's it in a nutshell. There are a lot of services that we offer that a typical independent pharmacy does not usually offer. So we're looking at immunizations, and that's something that not a lot of independent pharmacies offer that. If you go to some of the bigger chains, you know, the wait time is 30 minutes, an hour sometimes to get a flu shot. So we want you to be in and out pretty quick. We're also offering other services, like you can book your lab tests through us. So you don't have to go through your doctor if it's something quick that you want to check, or if you just want to check how your levels are, or any blood test that you don't feel like you need to go see a doctor specifically for, you come to us. We are affiliated with Alta Labs, so you bring in whatever you need, or if you don't know what you need, we consult, we tell you what you need, we book that lab test for you. You go get your test done, the numbers come back to us, we consult on how your numbers are, and we can keep consulting with you on a quarterly basis or however long you need it. And we can also send it to your doctor. So it's a very tight relationship between us and all the patients in our community. And we do also non-sterile compounding. So if it's compounding for hormone therapy or for your pet or any of the non-sterile compounding, we can help you do that as well.
So it sounds like they're creating somewhat of a niche, a personalized niche in the community, which I think is fabulous. We're just a number normally, with all due respect to the pharmacies and the doctors and all. We go in, we see the doctor, we get the script, we go fill it, we're done. And then the other thing is side effects. There's nobody there to really call you, follow you up. Right. So are you saying that we can come in and say, look, you know what, I'm having a headache since I started this pill or whatever, this medication, and they can actually consult with you?
You're right. Thank you, Phoebe, for saying all of this about the pharmacy. But me personally, I wanted to, or I have a vision or a mission in mind, is to bring the pharmacy profession back to the pharmacists, not to the companies.
Gotcha.
I want to focus on the person, not on the prescription number. By doing so, I think it will give the patient the most outcome of the treatment. You're not only taking the medicine just to take your medicine, or I won't be following up, oh, are you taking your medicine? Are you taking your medicine? I want to make sure that the benefits out of taking the medicine is fulfilled. By doing so, we have a free service in our pharmacy for Be Well Pharmacy customers. Every 3 months, you come in, you sit with me for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, bring in all your medicine. Whatever you take, we'll go through it and we'll review it together.
That's really fabulous because I think we've all heard from time to time where a patient will be going to several different doctors. They'll be on several different medications, and the doctors aren't communicating with one another. And that is exactly what happened to my husband's mom. And she was on so many different medications with so many different side effects and everything. And I think we feel in our hearts that that's what was her demise. So you can actually have that hands-on relationship, which I think it's really fabulous to be able to do that.
Shady, let me, because I know that in the minds of everybody in this day and age especially, how do you handle people that have insurances and things like that? Where is that in your practice, or is it not in your practice?
Yes, you're talking about the test results or the test?
No,
or the
I'm
regular?
just talking about insurance.
Well, pharmacy
if somebody's
is contracted, like most insurances, like 99% of all commercial and state Medicaid insurances.
And FSA and workers' comp as well. So if you have an FSA, if you're part of an FSA program, we take that as well. And just to make things easy for you, if you're not able to come in, we do free pickup of prescriptions and free delivery as well. So anyone that has a busy lifestyle, if someone is not driving for any reason, we're able to offer that service to people that live in the community as well.
That's really fabulous.
That's great. Do you work at all in the in this day and age? Do you do anything with the homeopathic side of things too, or
no?
In terms of any natural, do you offer?
We have the natural supplements.
Right, that's what I meant. Yes,
so
you do offer those too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's like a one-stop shop there, but yet I love the personalized touch. So you're open, and what's really great is you're brand new to the Chamber of Commerce.
We are.
That's true.
Yeah.
So how new are
excited.
you actually?
A month.
A month.
A month?
Yeah.
Have you been involved with some of the events?
We're still trying to figure out what events are going to make the most sense to us, but
Okay.
Our grand opening is January 5th.
Okay.
We're having our opening at 4 p.m. Where we're having our ribbon cutting.
Right.
So that's going to be great. We're also partnering with the local radio station, 106. So they're going to be coming in for live broadcasts from 4 to 6 p.m. So hopefully it'll be a fun time. And we would love if everyone can join us.
That's going to be fabulous. Hits 106. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So we're going to do a live remote from 4 to 6.
Yes.
Is it from
Be
4
Well
to,
Pharmacy.
4 to 6?
4
Yeah.
to 6,
4 to
yes,
6
correct.
p.m. Yeah.
That's really good exposure.
Yeah.
You're jumping right in with the right things to do. You're coming here on the show. We have many viewers that watch My Chamber TV, and this gives you an opportunity to be aware of what's going on in the community. So think about it. If you really don't want to stand in the long lines and you want to give these guys a shot, if you're looking for that hands-on treatment and personalized treatment, this is really the way to go. And check them out. It's Be Well Pharmacy. And exactly where are you located again?
So we are in the same plaza as Dunkin' Donuts, Newport Richie. Our address is 5429 Little Road. We are at the intersection of Little Road with Trouble Creek. So it should be easy to find. And check out our website as well, bewellrxfl.com. We have information on there. You can just send us a message and we'll call you. So try to make it as easy as possible for everyone.
Well, and you're in a community in Florida, especially with the elder population, where that becomes so critical.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know, I have a 95-year-old mom, and I know even sometimes some of the big boys will deliver, but not on a regular basis, not where you get the personal touch. And she's always got questions about stuff. So that's really, that's critically important. Plus, you get a free donut with every new prescription.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, that's definitely well worth it, right?
Unless it's a weight medication.
And a bagel, maybe.
With your diabetes medicine.
There you
Free
go.
donut.
There you go. But you know what? What this makes me think of is, we have our village show that you and I host too. And it seems like people are really wanting to get back to more on communication instead of this stuff. Oh, here we are, right here. We got a picture of. Oh, now we know exactly where you are.
It's hidden behind that tree on the right, so.
Yeah. I know exactly where you guys are. It's on my way home. Well, we have just a couple of minutes, and I really feel that, you're bringing us back to that, our hometown feel, that personal touch, that relationship with your customers. And I have a feeling we're going to see many Be Wells all over the area. New locations opening up, because that's what people want. We're really, that's what we're looking for, is that personal touch, hands-on. Anything you have?
No, I think it's, like I said, it's a wonderful addition to the community. It's a community that, one of the things we always talk about is it's a community of collaboration versus competition. And there's always a niche to fill, and as long as if you guys seem to be doing it with the right heart and the right way of going about it, so that's going to be really exciting to have you as an addition. We just need to make sure with your ribbon cutting on the 5th, and
Yeah.
the radio remote, things like that. We just need to make sure we get the word out, and that's the key. And you took a good first step by joining the chamber. That's going to be a real critical piece to getting the word out. And what I was going to suggest to you guys, although this, is that when you said, you're trying to figure out where, I would suggest that, especially since you're more or less the marketing person, initially just get your face out there however often that you can, and then you can start picking and choosing. But at first, just get your face out there, just so people know who you are and what you do. And this show will help.
Yeah, sure.
So we're excited. We're glad to have you part of the community here.
Thank you. We're happy to be part of the community, and our aim is to make a difference in our community.
Well, you will, and by having this out there on your website and people tuning in to the Chamber show, definitely the word is going to spread, even just from today being, as our special guest today. So good luck.
Thank you.
I'm excited. I'm definitely going to give you a shout out and come over and visit with you and sit down and so it's Be Well Pharmacy, and I think you ought to check it out. It could be just a whole new world for you and really put you in touch with those medications that you're taking. And if you're having side effects or whatever, you can follow up with these folks and really look to a better future when it comes to medications. We're going to take a brief time out. When we come back, we have more for you right here on My Chamber TV. Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV. I am Barbara Marville, and with me is Mr. Paul Friedlander. We have a special guest that's going to give you an opportunity to raise your reviews online, because it's all about your reputation as a business owner. And if you are a business owner, if you know someone, I want you to come close to your TV screen and listen to what our next guest has to say, Mr. David Figueroa. Did I get it?
Yes,
Figueroa.
you got it perfectly.
Figueroa?
Figueroa.
There you go.
Figueroa.
Paul, you hit it.
Okay, all right. Now we got that good.
We make a heck of a team.
There you go.
She got David, I knew Figueroa, so we're golden.
I know, right? So this is really fascinating, and you were making this analogy on how we go online to check out what kind of reputation a business has, correct?
Right. You know, and I tell you, ever since Google came around a number of years ago, our habits have changed.
Yes.
It really doesn't matter,
no
you know, what you're looking for. You could be looking for a doctor, a realtor, someone to do your hair, someone to do your lawn, you know, and it's almost instinct now. As a matter of fact, it's over 90% of us go online to do some form of research before we buy something, before we visit a doctor, before we visit, you know, a hospital. You know, and it's all about the person's reputation. Mm-hmm. It's about the business reputation, because it really comes down to trust. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a new day, mm-hmm. and there's a lot of things on the internet that aren't necessarily as they appear. We all know that. Okay. And so what we as consumers really are focused on is, you know, a good merchant, someone who has trust in the community, someone who's got reviews, where when we read the review of the customer, we go, this is the guy that I want, you know, working on my teeth, or working on my child, or my home, or whatever. Sure. So that's really what it's about. It's getting a 5-star online reputation for the business, because it all boils down to trust.
It does. It really does. And there are other companies out there that say they do this type of thing. Mm-hmm. What separates you from anyone else out there doing something maybe similar to try to raise the reputation on businesses? Good
question, because there basically are 2 or 3 main services that people go after. And one of them, and I don't want to get too into anything technical, but there's you know, where it's SEO,
right?
Search engine optimization.
Sure.
All that means is when you type in, you know, so, let's say restaurant or whatever, Google or any of the other search engines, they're going to look through the internet. They're going to look at everything from, you know, keywords, and they're going to look at whether you have videos online. They're going to do a lot of things. They're going to see if your website's optimized and all that stuff, how many backlinks, etc. And that's SEO. But it doesn't really matter, because you can have all the SEO in the world get on page 1, but if you have 2.5 stars and a questionable review, and the guy 3 or 4 listings below you has a 5-star review, and he has got good, you know, sterling reviews, we're all the same. We're going to go to the 5-star merchants, or the doctor, or the restaurant, because we're looking for the best. So it doesn't really matter how close you are up to the top. Right. It matters your reputation.
What's the specifics of how you manage someone's reputation? In other words, again, we're in a day of social media. Right. So, you know, anybody can go online and say anything they want to. Maybe they're just having a bad day, and the first thing they pick. So how do you go about managing that reputation? Perfect example recently, David, was the social media impact of what happened when Tennessee picked their football coach, and all of a sudden a big outlash, and the board subsided to it, and everybody turned into a real cluster. Right. But how do you help with that side of things?
Good question. Good question. There's a very small percentage of customers, patients, or clients that leave online reviews. Sometimes you have to pay them. Sometimes you have to, you know, bribe them with a 50% off something to leave a review. What we do is, number one, we do a reputation report. It's free. And there are many different areas of your online presence that the reputation report clearly spells out. So it talks about, first of all, your visibility grade. How visible are you on the internet? How concise are all your listings, number one? What is your reputation? How are you trusted online? So we do a complete section on that.
Okay.
And then what is your visibility, your video visibility online? So number one, we do like an X-ray analysis of where you're at online, number one. Number two, we see your negative reviews. We see the things that are holding your reputation down. And we go into action by creating positive reviews. Number one, some of this is, I don't want to get into too much of the technical on this, but we create a 5-star review by working with your current customers and your recent customers, and we start getting reviews and we begin to aggressively market the reviews. It's not just review management or reputation management.
Okay.
It is aggressive marketing across all of the social media sites, across all of the review sites. And we get so many positive reviews and so many 5-star reviews that Google, along with the other things that we do, recognizes that, and they recognize the 5-star review, and automatically this actually, without being SEO, brings you closer to the top in the search listings.
So you're not so worried about that bad review that John gave the restaurant as much as you are about it's not really a matter of getting rid of John's review as it is getting Joe and Joan and everybody else to put positive reviews on there to overcome that situation.
Exactly.
Okay.
That makes sense. I want to give the website on this, which is OnlineRepMaster.com. I love the ring to this, just like I said to you before, because clearly what you're saying, it gives you a chance to master the reputation of businesses, and that's what we need. Getting that 5-star review is going to, it's a game changer. If you're a 5-star review, you're a 5-star review. So it just really makes a lot of sense. So how do we get started besides contacting you? How long does something, I know this is a pretty loaded question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Okay, I'm ready.
About how long does it take for you to sort of clean up the stars from maybe a 2 or a 3 to a 5, depending on how many you have?
First of all, it's a good question. It really depends if, do you have a list of potential individuals we can get reviews from? If you're a medical clinic, if you're a dentist, if you're a roofer, you're going to have probably hundreds of happy people who've never left an online review.
That's right.
Hundreds. Yes. All right. So there's a way to totally overwhelm the internet with positive reviews.
Sure.
And ultimately, it's really about making money as a business person. These are the services. You have citation service, and all a citation is your name, address, phone number being exactly the same on every single review site anywhere in the internet. We do a complete service there where everything is going to be aligned. And once it does, again, Google brings you closer to the top search results. So it's something that, we've kind of, we're using the search engines to benefit you for once, because people trying to master the search engines just with SEO, it is a fruitless, hopeless quest.
Glad you said that.
Go with your reputation, because people trust a 5-star reputation, and they're looking for merchants with a 5-star reputation. Ultimately, the business owner makes more money, and his survival is virtually guaranteed long term.
David, you mentioned something before the show started that we were talking about that I think is important. We talked about, in this day and age, everybody's getting into technology, and Joe Blow over here does SEO, and somebody else does reputation management, and all the little fancy terms that go along with it.
Right.
But you didn't just show up on the scenes. You guys have your team has put this together over the last.
Over 3 years, at least $100,000 in development and testing. We had many guinea pigs in the beginning, and now it runs very smoothly, and it's all proprietary. And there's software along with humanware, so it really takes expertise on both ends to accomplish a 5-star online reputation.
That's phenomenal. Yes, I thought that was really critical, so they didn't think, oh, another guy popped up, he's doing this. No, Appreciate you.
I'm glad that
Sure.
I'm glad that you asked that question and made that statement, because with technology changing on a daily basis, from what I hear, and
Yes.
so I'm thinking. I mean, I do go on and I do check the reviews online before I go testing restaurant A, B, C, D, E. I don't. Don't you think a lot of this has to do with time too? Because you're saving time for the customers and the clients for these businesses.
Exactly.
And ramping it up to that 5-star review, it makes all the difference in the world.
Exactly. And it really is about the new customer. It's about someone who's searching
Yes.
for something that they need or their family needs. And nowadays, that 5-star rating is such a universally understood thing. I mean, you can be in virtually any industry with any background, and if you have a 5-star rating, people will just automatically choose you. And that's really what we're talking about. Because once you have that customer, obviously, you're going to provide the service, et cetera. But it's that initial introduction that they're looking for. And that introduction for your business is going to be a 5-star rating.
And your company, David, is this done on a one-time shot? Is it a monthly type of, how does that?
Good question. Good question. There is an initial setup fee.
Right.
So there's an initial setup fee, really depends on the industry.
Right.
We pay quite a bit for that initial setup fee. And then there's a monthly that we charge to continue monitoring, to alert you with good or bad reviews, just to continue making sure that it maintains, that 5-star level. If anything starts, shall we say, becoming less than a 5-star, we're going to know it before you.
Right.
So do bells go off, alarms go off somehow that triggers something to let you know if if that 5-star starting to drop down a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll know, and our guys continuously monitor, our clients.
So with that type of program, so 5 months from now, I get a really great customer that I don't know whether they're going to give me a review or not. Is that something you'll still do? If I give you that name, you'll still reach out to that customer?
Absolutely.
For us?
In fact,
that's awesome.
Paul, it's an excellent question, because there are 2 main types of reviews. One is what you're going to see online, Google or Yelp or reviews like that. The other type of review is if you happen to be a doctor.
Yes.
I come in as a patient. I sign in. About 4 hours later, I'm going to receive a request for an online review. If it's 3.5 or anything less than a 4, you're going to get notified as the doctor to be able to get with me and say, Dave, what happened?
Yeah.
And you're going to have an opportunity to change that 3.5 to a 5, and then we release it online for Google.
that is perfect.
That's awesome.
This is
So
so
it's
great.
virtually guaranteed that what's going to go online are going to be 5-star reviews. for
There you
business.
go.
There you go.
I love to hear that. So
That's awesome.
think about it. You'll want to get a hold of Dave here, OnlineRepMaster.com. If you want to up the ante on your reviews and maybe you just don't know how, this is a perfect opportunity to get a hold of Dave, get a free analysis, because you know what? Your time is everything, and why beat your head against the wall to try to get your own reputation up? You know you've got a great business. Let's get it out there online.
And we've
Thank
got something, and we have another, just guys, if you're not paying any attention, another brand new West Pasco Chamber of Commerce member with us today.
That's right. And you just joined.
Yeah, it's a little less than 30 days, so I'm brand new.
That's so great.
Awesome.
Well, you're going to find that's going to help out as well, coming on the show and just giving you that massive exposure. So I want to thank you for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you.
This is
Thank you.
exciting.
Thank you both. Appreciate it.
All right. Stay right where you are. Come on back. We're going to share more on what's happening in the community right here on My Chamber TV.
Ow. Just before the show came back on, my host abused me. I'm Paul Friedlander, and working with me today is the marvelous, unbelievable
Oh my goodness.
Barbara Marville Kelly.
You're
And
so
welcome
silly.
back to My Chamber TV, representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce today with the awesome, unbelievable membership director, Miss Kara Graham. To all of you that love her, you can call her KG.
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 Welcome
KG in the
back.
house. Thank you.
Wow, it's so good to see you again, and you're doing an amazing job.
Thank
over
you.
there.
She is.
Stepping
you.
into Paul Friedlander's shoes,
I
I
sure
might
am.
add,
Very
right?
well. Very, very well.
I sure am. With the support of everybody still, it's been a journey and it continues to be, but Paul's such a great support system, and we're also happy he's still here for us.
I know.
We are
Well,
really.
My pleasure.
We threatened him to continue to host, so now I have two co-hosts,
I
which is
know.
even better yet.
I know.
So what's going on now since we saw you last?
What is going on? It's been about a month. So much. Last week, I saw probably Paul quite a few times. We had a really busy week. We had something almost every day last week, I
Wow.
think. What really comes to mind was our holiday mixer, which was Thursday at Regions on Main Street 19, and it was beautiful.
Oh, the
was.
one it's always a great party. The Regions Bank. Thank you, Patty Cott and
Yes.
Regions. They always do that. It's usually the first Thursday in December, but because of the way the calendar fell, it was like the last day of November. But I mean, just they do it every year for us. They support the chamber, and they have it catered. They bring in. They had one of the other members, Mullins Music, brought in a few pieces. They played background music for us. Our Lisa's catered it. And the turnout was just turnout was phenomenal. That's always been a big mixer, and it sort of waned a little bit, but it had to be close back up to 100 plus people again.
It was. It was a great kickoff to everything that we have going on, and then as the weekend came, it was just a great way to. We brought a lot of the new members. We invited them and people that had been wondering, what our chamber is about. So we've been, trying to invite them, and that was a great way to actually. Dave, who was just on, came. That was his first event with us, and
that's
as
great.
impressive as it was and friendly as everybody is, it was really great. So and I'd like to say that ended the week, but it didn't, because then we had our tree lighting on Friday at Sims Park. The tree sponsored by, it's the city's tree, the city of Newport Richey, and Maharaj, Lisa and David sponsor that tree, and it is absolutely gorgeous.
And donated by the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
It's the city's tree, donated by the chamber, put together by the Maharajas, and we actually this year had one of the chamber members.
Yes, they did.
Matt, is it Matt or Mike? I keep messing. We call him Magoo. His last name's McGee, but Magoo with Shine actually went and decorated the tree. That's what he does. He does Christmas decorations as well as windows. Another success story with the chamber, because we ended up, as a result, he actually, when he joined the chamber, we made a connection, and he actually got to do the job at North Bay Hospital, doing all the windows.
Wow,
Yeah.
isn't that cool?
So that's what the West Pasco Chamber is all about, is making those connections and making their members successful. And we carry on the success with the lovely Miss Kara Graham now.
That's so exciting.
We're
Well, we started with West Pasco almost 4 years ago.
4 years ago, practically.
On My Chamber TV.
Yep.
And I have learned so much about this community, which is where I raised my boys.
And we have gotten her so involved in this community,
Yes.
starting with Dancing with the Local Stars.
Oh, yes, you
And
did.
she got to do it not only in Pasco, but she got to do it in Palm Harbor also.
I know. We were priming the pump to go down to Palm Harbor. Oh, my goodness.
Did you do it this year? Did you?
No,
Oh, you didn't.
No.
No, but it was quite the fun. And then, of course, speaking at the event, not the beginning of this year, but the
she was
Business
one
Development
of the
Week.
Successful Women in Business event
yeah.
on that Tuesday out at the college. So
Tammy
Wonderful.
Fields and Channel 10 and Joan, the attorney. We got People's Choice Award. Who knew?
Wow.
Yeah,
That
we
was
did.
so fun.
Amazing.
But the thing is that the people in the community are so, they're not just involved a little bit with West Pasco, they're involved a lot.
Yes.
Why? Because you make a difference. You just rally the troops, and if you need something, it's done. It's just a done deal. Who knew? I lived up here in Pasco for many, many years, and it makes a big difference when the community comes together. Our village, we call it.
And I don't know, have you been downtown lately?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, what happened this year, because they're dredging Orange Lake, and that's usually where Holiday Card Lane is, around Orange Lake.
Oh,
but
yeah.
They're dredging Orange Lake. We're about to become an international port.
After we find all the vintage golf balls down in there.
And cars, and maybe a few mayors and things like that. But we do have fun on this show. But here's what's so neat. Liz Meismer, who's also back at the office, the event coordinator.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Hey, girl, how you doing? We put, and we might as well say hello to Patty and
Yes,
to Monique.
Patty.
Hey,
Hi,
guys.
Patty. Everybody.
And Chip.
And
Hey,
Chip.
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 We miss
But
him.
she put this year, because of the tie-in, and I'll let Kara talk about it, but we tie in not only now with Main Street, Newport Richey Main Street, and with the city, and with the chamber, which started to come together last year, we added a fourth element, which is Dr. Unger and his winter festival. And because the way that laid out, and I'm going to turn it over to her in a second, all the Holiday Card Lane goes through Sims Park now, which I think is absolutely phenomenal.
Everybody
I think
does.
it's so cool. So tell us what's going on.
He's absolutely right. We heard it multiple times. I said it. Everybody said it. In past years, it's been gorgeous around the lake, and where the tree was. But this year, it's right. The tree is right in the middle, straight, looking at main stage, with the holiday cards all the way around it. So it's very like visual, and there's a lot of movement. So all you have to do is walk in the park. The lights are already on in the park. The street lamps. It's so pretty. They have the decorations up on the lamp posts, and it's so pretty. So I think it's perfect for it. I think it really couldn't have gone better. But then, like he said, to bring together Dr. Unger's Winterfest into the park at the same time as we have Holiday Card Lane. The West Pasco Chamber did our pictures with Santa Claus on Saturday on the main stage. Along with that, they had snow, the ferals.
30 tons of snow.
Yes,
they brought in.
Slide, with the sled.
With the
sled. I did not get to go on it. Kids were throwing snowballs. There were, you know what? I don't even know how many people do you think were.
There had to be, based on. I'm going to take a step back and talk about November 4th, the Pasco Kids First Family Fun Day.
Yes.
Becky Bennett, who's their development manager, got a email from the police department, who has a better handle on it. They estimated that there were about 10,000 people that came through the park that day, and I'd have to say it had to be probably at least half of that.
Right.
I mean, it was just crazy. After the pictures with Santa, they had a band come up, and the center of the park was full. You thought it was a rock and roll band or something.
Isn't that
people
great?
were, and the kids were having fun.
Blast.
And the different vendors had different contests for winning iPads for coloring and things like that. It was just
and then people got to settle in for the boat parade.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you would never think for such a small little city with a big heart is basically what it is. The boat parade.
It is. It was really neat to see all the different components, of the community come together and do that in the park at that exact time. That that weekend, again, to kind of kick off the holidays with everything. It's really when everybody comes together to see what our community can do.
And we did it last year for the first time. I believe we have another ongoing contest during these next couple of weeks.
We sure do.
And talk about that.
The wreath contest, is that what we're? Okay, so Main Street Newport Richey is actually heading that up, but we are, here to help them do all that. It just actually, voting started today. We have the correct link up on there, so each business has the opportunity to have their wreaths on their door, and there's a contest for voting. For that, we have the link is on our website for that. So, and also Main Street Newport Richey. The other contest that just ended too was for the Grand Marshal of the Parade with the schools.
With the schools,
Through
I forgot about that one.
Our sponsor for the street parade, which we can also talk about this Saturday, Pit Boss. They had a contest going through their page, and I believe, I can't even give you the number, but it's up there in the hundreds of thousands votes. For the schools. So there's an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school. With the most votes gets to be the Grand Marshal of the street parade in downtown this weekend. So it was amazing. And so when they went on to vote, they got a coupon to use at Pit Boss. It was amazing. The outcome from that was, and Gulf High School had a lot of the majority of it, which is actually a really neat thing. You know, my kids were at band at Point and 5A, but it's neat because golf it's right there in the heart of our community. So it was really, really neat to see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, I could just sit and listen to this all day long.
Really.
We just have a brief few seconds before we take a break, but I'm sure you have more to share with us. And we'll have you stick around for a few minutes more. So stay where you are, get your favorite beverage, and come on back on My Chamber TV. We have so much more for you. Hi, everyone. Welcome into My Chamber TV. It's Barbara Marville and Paul Friedlander and Kara Graham. We're all talking about what's going on in the community. And what is also going on in the community a little south of us in Palm Harbor is the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce. They're having a huge ceremony tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And you'll be able to attend if you like for Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
And hence, this is what we have here. Lots of food that was brought in. And they're really busy down there with their grand opening. Big shout out to Kelly Snow, because Kelly Snow is the marketing director. We want to thank you for all this wonderful food. Do we not love Chick-fil-A?
Oh, Chick-fil-A rocks.
goodness.
And, you know, we always talk about collaboration. So as part of the West Pasco Chamber, we are proud to talk about our sister down south, Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce.
That's right.
And I'm glad that we're able to shout out for them. Again, starts tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. It's just north of Tampa Road. It was the old Chick-fil-A. They leveled it and built a beautiful new building, which I think is going to start to be their flagships from here on out.
Yes.
So get over there. I'm sure there'll be a lot of specials. They'll probably be giving free stuff away. And it's a great company that celebrates the Sabbath on Sundays.
Thank you. I'm glad that you
celebrates
said
the
that.
Sabbath on Sundays. Good for them.
I know a little while back, our Chick-fil-A up here, they were on the news and everything. I forget what the whole story was, but I was right over there supporting it, in line, getting my Chick-fil-A. But you know what? You're right. It's all about collaboration. And thank you for mentioning that, because we wanted to share part of our chamber show. Normally, it's one chamber. It's usually West Pasco, and
yeah, we're
we
more
just
than
thought
happy.
we would share.
They've got a great thing going on tomorrow, and we want to make sure, because it's about businesses. It's about making businesses successful, small, large franchises. It doesn't matter. Let's make them successful. So, guys, tomorrow morning, like I said, it's on the west side of 19, just north of Tampa Road. Great location. Get over there. I'm sure it's going to be an all-day affair.
Actually, John Gaston, who owns Tampa Bay Multimedia, will be down there filming the ceremony at 9 o'clock, the ribbon-cutting ceremony. But the doors open at 6 a.m.
Oh, there you go.
How about that? The first 100 gets Chick-fil-A free for a year. Really? Wow. That's really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be lining up at 5 o'clock.
Exactly. You live down there in Palm Harbor.
I live right around the corner from there, and it's like I said, they raised the entire building. I mean, they just boom, it was gone. And normally when you see that, you figure, okay, what's going in now? But they raised it and built a beautiful new building down there. That I knew it was close. I didn't realize it was that close to being open. But yeah, guys, get down there. 6 a.m. First 100 people. Chick-fil-A for a lifetime. There could be worse things.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Tell you what.
No, not a lifetime.
A year.
Goof. A year.
No,
It may as well be.
lifetime.
That's
a lot
really
of
pushing
Chick-fil-A.
it. That would be really awesome.
You could say you heard it here. Barbara
We'd have to start
Barville Kelly
eating
said
Yeah,
that.
blame me, right? I could take Chick-fil-A for a
I could, yeah. Well, that fruit smells amazing. I can smell it over here.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Look at this beautiful fruit.
I know.
The cookies are amazing. The sandwiches, I mean, there's just something, nothing can compare to that Chick-fil-A
No,
sandwich.
it's so true.
Nothing.
First 5 people down to the studio gets a free sandwich.
See that?
Come on out.
They are so good. There's nothing compared to the
We've got
original.
plenty. Great.
Let's see what we got in there. We're going to open that up.
See if we can get you to get the pickle that falls out just right.
Look at that.
They are so good.
Oh, let's
That,
get
I
a close.
touched it, I have to eat it?
Get a close up of her
Okay.
taking a bite of this, John.
Yeah. I tell you, it is done to perfection.
Oh, he's got one. Go ahead, take a bite out of it.
Look at
Come
that.
on,
I
Barb.
want to find the pickles. Oh, there they are. There's the pickles. Okay.
And I'm sure the Palm Harbor one does too. But I know that the Pasco County Chick-fil-A that's here is very supportive in the
Yes.
schools. They're always at our football games and just in the community. And a lot of the schools do their school family nights there, where they donate back to a portion of their sales back to it. So
They are like I said, they are a wonderful company. A lot of stories, in particular with. When they had that bad snowstorm in Atlanta and everybody was stranded on I-75.
Oh, gosh.
The Chick-fil-A up there opened their doors, let people come in and sleep on the floor to get out of their cars. Yes, fed them as best they could, no charge, just opened their doors because people, what were they stranded for 10, 11 hours?
I know.
Yeah.
That was
So
crazy.
good company, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to support something. You're looking for your small business. That's great. But if you want to support a franchise that's more of a bigger business, it's a good one to do that.
You open this one.
why?
See what's in there.
Probably
Or is
the
it just
same
the color?
thing.
Is it the same thing?
Probably.
And we've given them
Feels like
accolades. And while we're waiting for the girls to eat, I'm going to make a personal plug
it sure
here
is.
because we have I am in the running for Be More Involved through WEDU.
Oh,
And
cool.
it actually ends on the 8th, so there's 2 more days left that you can vote. But more importantly, it's not about me. I was nominated by Pasco Kids First, so it gives them the opportunity to be heard and seen in a bigger platform. It's WEDU.org. /BeMore/involved. And what's really neat about that is you can vote from any IP address you have. So if you have 2 cell phones, if you have a laptop, a desktop, and it's gone for another about 2 days. So there's about 2, you can do it once a day. So there's about 2 more times you can vote, and would really appreciate it. And again, not about me, it's really about Pasco Kids First. So,
oh, absolutely.
And it would be really cool to have West Pasco recognized, and especially with Pasco Kids First, because they're such a phenomenal organization.
No kidding. That is
so
really good.
Again, guys, it's wedu.org /BeMore, BEMORE /involved, which is paraphrasing for just learn to say no, Paul.
I was just going to say it's not only them, and it is, but you deserve it just as well for your...
Good, one more time.
It's wedu.org /BeMore, BEMORE /involved. Then you go down, you click on my name, and then they have what they call a CAPTCHA if you're not used to it. And what that is you have to print, they come up with 2 words or words and numbers in little strange boxes. And the reason they do that is so that somebody can't just go in and robo-vote. It actually has to be a person that gets on there
I see.
And does it. So if you see that capture piece and you've never seen it before, that's all it's for. It's just to make sure you're a real person voting. So thank you for your support of not only myself, but more importantly of Pasco Kids First and West Pasco.
Exactly. It's all about the kids.
And we still got some more stuff going on during the holidays, so let's talk more about that.
We do. Well, we talked a little bit about before, but our street parade is this 6 o'clock on Saturday. This Saturday, it starts down on Cecilia by
we have just 1 minute.
By Gulf High School, and it will go run down Grand all the way around the lake and then up to Main Street. So that will be, in the past years, ever since I've been here, it's been huge. It's been so much fun.
Absolutely.
Lots of family fun and food and eats and drinks all over the city. It's great. And then our holiday toy drive breakfast, our chamber breakfast is at Seven Springs next Friday. You can RSVP to Ms. Liz, or really any one of us, but Liz, you go on our westpasco.com and RSVP, bring an unwrapped toy to the breakfast, and that is Metropolitan Ministries will be there, and that is where we will be donating the toys to, and the breakfast sponsored by Hits 106. So they will be there as well. So it's a great breakfast, and we have last year, oh my goodness, the toys. So, and the Young Professionals group has their Christmas party next week where we're all donating to that as well. So if anybody has any groups that would, feels...
And you don't have to be a young professional to come to that party, just start,
no,
or is it it's their Christmas party?
It's our Christmas party, but we welcome guests, of course.
That's great.
People,
and you're having
come
an
check us out.
ugly sweater contest?
Yes, it is. Ugly sweater contest.
Awesome. We got to go.
Yes.
All right.
Time for a break, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
It was a really great show, and next week we'll be back, same time, same place, My Chamber TV. Thanks for joining us. Bye now.